Pharmacy products for all hair types to give you that beautiful bouncing hair that you've always wanted. Take care of your skin with our Fruit of the Earth products and also our brand new baby aisle for all babies that you guys will love. We got you while you enjoy your Belizean vacation. Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics, located on Pescador Drive, San Pedro, and Whiskey. Telephone 206-2227. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday and most holidays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit us at Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't use it around here. I have my own bag.
Where can I get one of those?
Make Atlantic Insurance a part of your travel plans when traveling to Chetumal, Cancun, Merida, or anywhere in Mexico. Whether it's for vacation, to conduct business, or just relaxation, you can purchase a minimum of 1 day or any number of days desired up to 1 year. Atlantic Insurance offers certified and reliable insurance policies from well-established Mexican insurance companies. For more information, you can visit any of our offices located countrywide or call 223-2657. To purchase online, visit our website at aicbelize.com. Travel with the best insurance coverage. Travel secure. Travel with peace of mind. Travel with Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
A pleasant good morning, San Pedro, and a pleasant good morning to our friends over in Key Cocker. We want to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning, San Pedro. Today is the 7th of the month of November 2025. It is a beautiful, beautiful Friday morning here in La Isla Bonita. Let us begin the program by taking a look at the weather, the general weather forecast provided to us by the Belize Meteorological Service. Somebody told me it was raining earlier this morning. I didn't hear it. Did you, Dan?
No, I didn't actually. I don't know, might have been.
All right. The general situation, generally fair conditions will prevail. The 24 forecast will be sunny with a few cloudy spells today, and partly cloudy or clear tonight. A few showers are possible over the Keys this morning, with only isolated showers expected elsewhere. The marine conditions, the winds will be light and variable, sea state will be slight, and waves will be between 1 to 3 feet. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 87 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 31 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 78 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 26 degrees Celsius. For inland areas, the highs will be 90 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 32 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 73 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 23 degrees Celsius. And up in the hills, the highs will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 27 degrees Celsius, and the lows will be 68 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 20 degrees Celsius. The outlook for Saturday and Saturday night is for mainly fair weather with only isolated showers. Taking a look at the tides, a low tide will occur this afternoon at 4:36. A high tide will occur this morning at 11:47, and another high tide will occur tonight at 10:43. The sun will set this evening at 5:18 and it will rise tomorrow morning at 5:53. The moon will set this morning at 8:11 and will rise tonight at 7:26. This is the general weather forecast provided to us by forecaster Michelle Agustin. They are at the Belize Meteorological Service. So there is a possibility of a few morning showers more here on the island, and then we should have good weather for the remainder of the day. We take a look at the 4-day forecast to see what will be happening for the weekend going into early next week. For Saturday, mainly fair with only isolated showers. The wind will be from the east-southeast at 5 to 10 knots. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 88 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 78 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 91 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 73 degrees Fahrenheit. On Sunday, a few showers and isolated thunderstorms increasing at night. The wind will be from the east-northeast at 5 to 15 knots. And the temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 88 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 93 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 73 degrees Fahrenheit. On Monday, some showers, thunderstorms, and periods of rain, especially affecting the south, the coast, and the offshore. The wind will be from the north-northeast at 10 to 20 knots and gusty. The temperatures here in the coast, the highs will be 82 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 74 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, the highs will be 84 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows will be 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And then on Tuesday, cloudy and cool with periods of rain will be possible. The wind will be from the north, and look at this, at 20 to 25 knots and gusty. It's gonna be windy on Tuesday from the north. The temperatures in the coast, the highs will be 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and during the night it will be dropping to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. For inland areas, look at this, 82 degrees Fahrenheit will be the highs and 62 degrees Fahrenheit will be the lows. So that was strong cold front coming in, Dan. I think that me week one. It's gonna rain Sunday night,
Yeah.
and it's gonna rain Monday as this cold front makes its way into our area. And once it sets, then it will be cloudy and cool with periods of rain, which will be possible. But look at the temperatures during the day on Tuesday, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it drops to 68 during the night. And for inland areas, Belmopan, Cayo, San Ignacio, it will drop to 62 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's nothing.
For us, yes, that's a big deal.
For us Canucks, that's nothing.
So we need to get our sweaters out.
I still wear shorts on that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how you get acclimatized to certain temperatures. Well, if someone told me it's 62 out, I'd say, oh, that's still nice out.
hmm So that's for next week. Thank you much to the Belize Met Service for the general weather forecast and also for the 40 forecast. Turning into the tropics, let's take a look if there's anything brewing up there in the Atlantic. And this morning it's looking like it is not. Absolutely nothing to worry about for the next 2 days. And if we click for the 7-day forecast, tropical cyclone activity not expected during the next 7 days. So for the next 7 days, we are right. We're good. And we're coming down to the end of the season, so it looks like almost there that this is it. But not make I say it too early. Thank you much to the National Hurricane Center. Today is the 7th of the month. Congratulations to those who are celebrating birthdays today. For those of you who are waking up early this morning and are celebrating birthdays, then let us sing to you las mañanitas.
Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. Hoy por ser tu cumpleaños te las cantamos aquí. Despierta, mi bien, despierta. Mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajaritos cantan, la alba ya se metió. Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos todos cumpleaños feliz.
Congratulations to all those who are celebrating birthdays today. May you have an enjoyable one, and may you celebrate many, many more. Before we go to that commercial break, Dan, let's take a look at that picture that was sent to us by our good friend Giovanni Sabido. Juvo sent this picture was taken at 5:30 this morning, you know. Beautiful sunrise. That's why I asked if it rained earlier this morning in downtown.
Oh, you know what's beautiful about that? No sargassum.
Yeah, that is true, Dan.
Yeah.
That's a good observation. That picture was taken from the Central Park. That is
Nice.
the boat there on the main dock, La Gaviota. La Gaviota, Dan, has the best rum punch on the island when you do the sunset cruise, you know.
Oh.
Yes, Eliza prepared the rum punch there, and one of the best. I like when I have weddings there on La Gaviota, you know.
Just for the rum punch. Huh?
No, the view too, you know.
Let's put that on a
The sunset
t-shirt.
view and all of that.
I got married just for the rum punch.
But that's a beautiful sunrise
That is
picture.
a nice
Thank you much to
picture.
Juvo from the 501 Club. A reminder, you know, the 501 Club is still going strong every Friday morning. They join together, whether they walk or run as a group, as a team. They team up together every Friday morning. So this picture taken 5:30 this morning. Beautiful sunrise. For those of you who sleep too much, gonna miss out. All right, let's go to a commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Good Morning San Pedro.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Welcome to Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics, your pharmacy with a little bit of everything. From proteins and natural multivitamins by Alpha Products to keep you on track for that perfect fitness goal. Cosmetics, we got it too. From Revlon, L'Oreal, and Maybelline to give you that perfect, beautiful skin. Check out our Forensic products for all hair types to give you that beautiful bouncing hair that you've always wanted. Take care of your skin with our Fruit of the Earth products and also our brand new baby aisle for all babies that you guys would love. We got you while you enjoy your Belizean vacation. Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics, located on Pescador Drive, San Pedro, and Burgess Key. Telephone 206-2227. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday and most holidays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit us at Spice Pharmacy and Cosmetics.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From now through December 31st, earn double B-Bucks on store-wide purchasing every Saturday. That's right, 2 times the B-Bucks, which means 2 times the cash back when shopping at Penny's. Plus, get even more rewards with B-Bucks Builders on home goods, tiles, appliances, paints, and lights. And don't forget, there's also massive deals and discounts on tiles and the best brands in paints like Benjamin Moore and BH. Rewards, deals, B-Bucks. You can get it all this massive season only at Penny's. Quality and savings.
Welcome to Zyva Beauty. Style and beauty, all in one place. Your one-stop shop for all things fabulous. Discover a stunning collection of makeup palettes, trendy accessories, sunglasses, adorable purses for adults and kids, mommy and daughter dresses, luscious lip glosses, glamorous eyelashes, and so much more. Hey gorgeous, walk in or book your appointment today and let us help you unleash your inner beauty. We offer expert beauty services such as powder brows, lash lifts, lash extensions, lip micropigmentation, and rejuvenating facials. Find us on Pescador Drive next to Caramba Restaurant. Call 605-9256 or message us on Facebook. Zyva Beauty.
Hidden Treasure Restaurant and Lounge. Open air restaurant serving Central American and Caribbean cuisine. Hidden Treasure serves dinner Wednesday to Monday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Located in the Escalante neighborhood 1.5 miles south of San Pedro town. Hidden Treasure offer a romantic and elegant dining experience. Make early reservations and ask for free shuttle service. Some restrictions apply. Hidden Treasure Restaurant and Lounge, the perfect place to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, rehearsal dinners, and much more. Come, experience fine dining in an enchanting atmosphere. Live music every Thursday by a renowned Belizean singer and keyboard player. Hidden Treasure Restaurant and Lounge. Telephone 226-4111 or 4236. Visit them at www.hiddentreasurebelize.com or on the socials. Hidden Treasure Restaurant and Lounge, San Pedro, Belize.
In the studios of Reef Radio and Reef TV, it's 20 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. We want to welcome you back once more. This is Good Morning San Pedro. It's a beautiful Friday morning here in La Isla Bonita. And joining us in studios for this segment, we have our very good friend, Mr. Valentin Rosado, here with us. Valentin, a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Nadine. Good morning, San Pedro.
Yes, good morning, Dan. Put back the picture there, the sunrise picture. Do you have it handy? If we can put it back on screen. This was taken 5:30 this morning, right in front of the Central Park. And it's a beautiful sunrise picture. And Dan mentioned something is missing there.
Yes, well, missing, it is the way it's supposed to be, the way I want it to be.
You know what we're referring to, right?
Yes, the sargasso.
Yes, the last time you were on in our studios, we were talking about still, how you guys were battling the sargassum issue here in San Pedro.
Yeah.
It looked like it's over.
Yes. We actually were supposed to declare the all clear for sargassum for this year. I mean, we're still kind of hesitant because we might still get some sargassum. We're hoping that it's done, especially because we had that hurricane out there. So at least for this season, the busy season coming up, we should be good until next year.
So whatever comes, it's gonna be manageable.
Yes, exactly. And what's normal, that we have to clean on a regular basis.
Very good. So that is certainly good news to hear. It looks like we're going to have some beautiful sunrise here on the island without having that sargassum issue in front of us. I know you're here, Valentin, to talk about the beach restoration program that has started. Not now; it has been a while now that
2022.
Yes, that we have been talking about the restoration program.
I was looking at some dates and I realized that the first nourishment that we did is 2022, so it's 3 years now. And but one of the main challenges is that we're calling it restoration. So when I began to work on mangrove, we didn't call it mangrove restoration, we call it reforestation. Because when you talk about ecosystems, to what stage are you going to restore it, right?
Yes.
An ecosystem is already ever changing. And it just sets the bad idea when you talk about restoration, because people might have a certain picture in their mind, and it's very difficult to go and accomplish that, right? And especially because the ecosystem is going to change. So what we're doing is we're renewing the natural processes of the beach. Right? The beach has seasonal accretion when the sediments come, and it has seasonal erosion. The sediments go along with the waves. When you place a seawall in the middle of it, then you just completely block that movement. Right? You hold the sand for your beach, but then the other areas that's supposed to be getting sand are not getting sand anymore. Right? So that is one of the main problems with seawalls. But when you're doing the renewing the process is you're making sure that the sediment continues to move, right? Sediment's going to come, sediment's going to go to other areas. So that's what we're calling renewing the natural processes. So just a small change, but it makes a huge difference.
When you started this program, I can recall when you were in studios, you made mention, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It will take a while. Where are we today?
Well, today we're kind of reeling back from the damage of sargassum. Obviously, sargassum takes a toll on this beach. You have to have a lot of raking. You have some areas that still have sargassum sitting on the beach, and it has eroded the beach significantly. Not only in Belize, but the whole Caribbean, right? So anything that we did years ago, it's not even a dent, because now we have to make up with everything that has happened with sargassum. But last couple times I was here, we're talking about the sargassum response on the Mexican side and what it is that we need to do as a country. Sargassum is not separate from the beach program, right? Sargassum is one aspect that we have to combat as part of that beach program. And it shows right now, because everything that we did, we have to basically start from negative, right? Because of the toll that sargassum has taken in the beach. But the program that we're focused on is what we call living shorelines. We have to create these living shorelines that are more cost effective. They take time to establish, but all these countries are showing us that this is the direction that they're going. It's working long term. It costs them less, and they're able to withstand the storms, right? The living shorelines are designed to take the impact from storms and then they renew afterwards, right? So that is the direction that we're taking. And why living shorelines? I remember when we began talking about this same here, I know that you mentioned, has this been done in other countries, in other places? We had information online. When we met with some of the beach owners here in San Pedro, people that have been cleaning and dealing with the plants and the cleaning up of their beach for 30, 50 years, they told me the same. It's like, you think by putting some of these plants on the beach, you can maintain the beach? Because you have other countries that have all these advanced engineering that they have done to restore their beach, and we need to be thinking along those lines if we really need to have some kind of meaningful program here. So what happened between 2022 to now, 2022, 2023 to now is we actually got the opportunity to go and visit these beaches, speak with the people there, find out what was their process, and some of them as far back as the 30s and 40s that they began doing this program to today. Right, so we have that information and we have those contacts as well.
These are areas that have similar conditions like we.
Yes, exactly. So one of the one is the Miami Beach area. So we're actually inviting them to come and share their experience with San Pedro on Tuesday, and they began in the 30s and the 40s to get rid of their seawalls. Right, they began nourishing their beach, and then they have these coastal dunes by just simply having the plants with the sand dunes. They're able to retain your beach. But for us, Miami is different than Belize, right? So the concept is there, but it's still different than Belize, and it took them from the 30s to the 40s to get to this point. So it already shows you the length of time that it takes to accomplish something like this. But most recently, what happened is I got to visit a site in the Cancun area, which is the only beach in that whole area that is not showing erosion. So when the scientists were looking at this specific area, why don't we have erosion here? And they zoom in and they look at the area, then they were able to understand what the owners of this beach were doing. And they're basically doing the same thing. They're restoring a natural vegetation on the beach, they're nourishing their beach, and they're able to grow their beach on a yearly basis. And they did that in 10 years. It wasn't from the 30s or the 40s, they did that in 10 years.
Are the signs visible here on the island where the project is being done versus where it is not being done?
What we have right now are just demonstration, right? So we set up some small sites, right? They're too small to actually show something for a big stretch, but we're demonstrating the processes. And if you pull up the picture of the church, you're going to notice that what we set up against the fence of the church, we were able to acquire sand, and this sand came, I believe, from Alaya. It was actually donated from Alaya.
This is the school, right?
Yes, well, this is the high school. The sand here came from the area by where Playa Dor was, by where Key Bank is. Right, so we're able to get the sand from here. Now this one, we maintained it for 2 years. Then after that, we moved away from this because we began working north of this. So this one, we just allowed nature to take its toll on its own. But right now, it's severely eroded because of the sargassum. There was a lot of raking.
How recent is this picture?
This is yesterday. So all the pictures that we have up here are from yesterday. Right, but what happened here, we were showing that by nourishing this specific area, we are renewing the movement of sediments. Because if you recall, there is the seawall just north of this. So then, because you didn't have sediments coming from the north to this area, then you have negative sun. The sun continues moving towards the south, but no sun is coming in. So by nourishing and placing sand here, we're trying to reintroduce and demonstrate that the sediment is going to move. Right, and that's why I mentioned that we shift away from calling it restoration, because once we put the sun is not designed to stay there, and the beach is maintained. Right. If you show the picture from the church, that was a similar concept. We wanted to work on the area in front of the church, which is the worst, but by by placing sand in the Fidos, Maya Princess area, then we're able to restore those sediments. We cannot work in the area that we want to work. Okay, so all right, we're all over the place now. Going back to the high school.
Yeah, this area is.
Yeah, this is just north of the previous picture. Once we showed that placing the sand here, we use a geotextile to hold it back. We use some of these same plants that you see there, and that was the only thing that held back the sand in this specific area for as much as 2 years by having these plants along the shoreline. So we have the waves hitting it. We have about 2 storms that came in and battered it, and these plants were able to maintain that specific area.
Okay.
So then we moved on to here, right? And then here, then the sea was already to where the golf carts are parked, right? And all the sand that we required to place here is still here. So this sand didn't go anywhere. But the challenge with this one is, but because now we're working in the water, we had to set up these temporary barriers to give it time for the plants to grow and to have some of the bigger plants. So here we already have some cocoa plums, sea grapes that are about 10, 12 inches high, right? And those obviously are going to take years to grow. So in the time for that to happen, you're going to have storms, a lot of things coming in, affecting these dunes. So we had to do these temporary barriers to kind of give it time to settle.
Yeah,
right?
that's not a seawall, right?
These are
cemented
yes.
ones. That.
Yes, and then this specific that is temporary because we need to phase this out eventually. And then in front of this, then this is where you have the shallow beach area that's going to taper off.
Okay.
So here, this is the one at the high school. So all the sand that we got from Alaya is still there, right? And on top of this, then we began adding some of the sargassum that some of the
church,
good
right?
seagrass, yes, some of the good seagrass that become sand. We're able to place it here. But every time we get a lot of seagrass coming in, then the guys on the beach come in and they continue adding to it.
So it piles.
Yeah. So but these we have to give it time for it to decompose. So once you set it up, then you have to leave it for at least 2 months and don't put anything on top of it. Give time for the plants to grow. But what this is showing here as well is that this is exposed. So as soon as we get waves coming in, as soon as we get storms or high tides, the waves are going to hit all the way here, right? So they're going to begin hitting these and moving the sediments, and these sediments are going to move along the shoreline. So this is not designed to stay there. This is designed to be like that credit union that gives you that stock of sand held by the vegetation, and in times of storms, then the sand is slowly going to give way and move along the shoreline. When we have good weather like right now, we want to continue adding to this, right?
Okay.
And we want some of these plants to continue to stabilize the sun in this specific area.
This is a high school.
Yeah, so this is the high school. So here we did no nourishment. We didn't place any sun here. All we did is that mound that you see against the fence, that's the same sargassum that we're raking from the beach. Right? And at first when you're raking it, then it looks bad because people place garbage in it and people want to see white sandy beaches. They don't want to see these piles of sargassum, right? But unfortunately, that's the only way that we can keep our beach. So we have to find designated areas. And this one here right now, it looks like white sand that kind of blends with the beach, but it took a lot of weeks for it to get here. And in this specific area, if you notice, the elevation's kind of high. It's kind of halfway along the fence. And we did this with only what is raked on the beach. We didn't have to bring sand from elsewhere. So it works. And what we have to do is we have to continue doing this throughout the beach, not only this specific area. The challenge that we have is making it look nice. Okay, so here, this is the one by Sandbar. If you remember, there was some of that vegetation here, and every time you walk by this specific area, under that vegetation, you see the level of sand begin to accumulate. Now, that was removed, I think, like 3 months ago, and you can clearly see now that it's removed, it just begins to erode away, right? So sometimes it's challenging because then people need the beach for access. In this specific area, they want it for parking, right? But once you remove the vegetation, you begin parking, then your beach begins to go away a lot faster. And we are actually doing the opposite. We're trying to restore some of these natural processes with the beach vegetation.
Very good.
Yeah. So again, this is the high school, and this just kind of shows you that once you have that dune set up near the beach, then the vegetation begins to creep. And this vegetation is designed to take all that wave action. So it breaks up and it regenerates on its own. And the sediments that it captures is going to slowly let it go, and then it adds to the beach face.
I haven't walked by that area yet, you know. I have to. Dan, have you been around?
Yeah, this one is the one by Sunny Toes. Now the one by Sunny Toes, what happened there is we began setting it up, but we ran out of sand. So we do have a lot of complaints from this one because that area between Sunny Toes and Playa, then it became narrow for people to drive. People were already used to park on the beach. People had beach chairs on the beach. So when you remove that, then you have a lot of issues with the people that are accustomed to this specific area. We ran out of sand as well, so we can't build this as high and far out. And then we also had to establish a temporary barrier, right? But we had to take a break here because then we had sargassum coming in, and we were also trying to get financing to continue doing this work. And in the past couple of months, we got financing approved to expand on this work through the World Bank, right? So we're coming to continue working.
So all
on
of these
building this
areas
out.
that we're looking at, Valentina, all these areas here, this sand was brought to the area.
Yes, this specific one, this sand came from, where this sand come from? There was, I think when they were doing the water taxi, then we got the spoils from the dredging that they did. It was donated to the council, and then the council was able to use it here. And it's a good thing that you mentioned it because when we do beach nourishment, the biggest challenge that we've had here in San Pedro is where to get the sand. So when we approached the World Bank, we came up with the idea of studying how the sediments move along the shoreline and figure out where we can find source for sand to be able to nourish the beach on a seasonal basis. But it has to be done in a way where we understand the movement of sediments, and whatever area we take the sand, we know how long it takes to fill back in, right? So to be able to do that, then we have to study the ocean currents. We have to map the shoreline, the elevation, where the sediments move, and all of that, right? So that is a process, because the last thing that you want to do is go in front of your beach, take sand, and make your beach more vulnerable, right? And we didn't want to set the precedent where we have plots where we take sand, nourish the beach, but then other people would kind of copy what we did, but then they're doing dredging in place of that. So we're trying to avoid that as much as possible. So what we did is we're just trying to get sand that was already available without having to touch the seagrass beds in front. Right?
Very good.
Okay, so here this is one that is very difficult to understand, but we can clearly see it here in front of Big Daddy's. Now, if you recall, I don't know if you remember that every time we have the storms in front of this area where is old Big Daddy's, you can still see the rocks in the water.
A lot of rocks.
The sea used to reach all the way to where Duke's has a dive shop there, and then you have a lot of rocks that become exposed. Right now, we don't see the rocks. It's still sandy beach, but then this sand that you're seeing on the beach is the one that came all the way from Fido's, from Mayan Princess, is making its way and adding to the beach face.
Oh.
Right? So it's confirming to us again that if we want to nourish the church, if we want to fix the church, we have to begin from the alley by Fido's. And that was what we intentionally did. Right? So we're clearly showing that is the way that the sediments move. Right? But this is also interesting because now we also want to address the area in front of the park. So in front of the park means that we have to work all the way from Amigos, Mayan Princess, making our way towards the park, right? We cannot just place the sun in the park and nourish the park because the sun is going to move away to the south.
Yeah,
right? So we always have to be working upstream. But the most important thing is that we're understanding the natural processes of the shoreline and restoring those natural processes. And then we're complementing that with the beach vegetation that tends to stabilize the beach over time. I think there's one last picture here. Okay, again, this is just showing that once you maintain that living shoreline with the vegetation in front of it, then the beach always stays. We call that the beach face. It continues supplying the sun to that beach face. Right? Yesterday was pretty calm, right? So you can clearly see the beach. Once we get the big waves coming in, then the waves make it all the way up to the plant, right? But at least we know that we have that source of sun for this specific area. And again, this is a small site that's just demonstrating this process. And if we really want to expand the beach, then we kind of need to add to this some more. So here is the one. This is actually where we place the sand, and you can still see some of the old geotextile there. That we were trying to maintain that sand there as long as possible, but then people that work and live in the area are not used to seeing this. They're not used to seeing the sand on the beach. So obviously the plants that we introduced here were never able to stay, and then this sand from this specific area is the one that's nourishing all the way down to Old Big Daddy's. right? So technically, we're not losing the sun, because I know that's one of the concepts as well. Even from the position of the council, it's like we want to be placing sun in the sea, and the sea is just going to take away the sun, right? So we're basically losing money, and what we're demonstrating here is that, you know, that is the way that the beach works. We cannot just place the sun and then the beach is going to expand and the beach stays there. The beach has to move. The sediments will move. But what's most important is that we are understanding this movement of sediments and that we are renewing the natural processes of that shoreline. Yeah, and then here, this is the one in front of Mayan Princess. If you can see against Mayan Princess, the elevation is very high, right? Because what we did in this specific area, we're not placing the sun all the way up into the water, we're placing it high up on the beach berm. So over time, as it rains, as you have wind, as you have people walking, then the sun slowly keeps on adding to the beach. This did not happen at Fido's because it was directly on the shoreline, and then people were walking up where we introduced the plants, and it was never able to stay. But in the Mayan Princess area, then we still have a lot that sediment that still remains high up there. And if you can see all the way up to Amigos del Mar, then what this allows, or what this enables, is that you have that nice beach area that everyone looks forward to, right? And because it works here, then we know we need to expand this all the way to the Central Park, right, for this specific area. But obviously, then we also have to figure out where we can introduce some of these vegetation in those specific areas, because that's the only way that we can really maintain the beach.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So very interesting, Valentin. Very, very interesting. You know what's taking place. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Short commercial break. This is Good Morning San Pedro.
Castillo's Do It Best Hardware on Pescador Drive, we give you the best value for all your construction needs in San Pedro. From electrical to paint, to plumbing, to household appliances, we offer a wide array of modern and stylish designs for your home or office. Thinking of changing your look this year? Visit Castillo's Hardware. Our new computerized paint matching system is able to mix paint to match any color, offering you unequal convenience. Just choose any of our high-quality do-it-best indoor or outdoor paints, and our trained paint specialists will scan the color and mix the paint on the spot, bringing your color to life. Details matter, and we do it best at Castillo's Hardware.
When it comes to your finances, peace of mind is invaluable. We need to be confident that our finances are safe and secure. Atlantic Bank's EMV cards, also known as chip and contactless cards, are designed to provide you the peace of mind you need. These cards have an embedded chip that generates a unique security code each time you perform a transaction, making it virtually impossible to counterfeit or copy your card. How to use your card. Using the chip and contactless card is easy, convenient, and secure. Instead of swiping your card, the chip and contactless card can be used in two ways. For chip transactions, insert your card into the POS terminal face up, chip first. Follow the prompts displayed on the POS terminal screen, remove your card from the POS terminal, and sign the receipt. Contactless transactions. Look for the contactless symbol at checkout. Tap your card on the POS terminal. Wait for the beep to confirm your payment and go. It's that convenient while still providing you with the safety and security you need. Atlantic Bank chip and contactless cards. One card, two ways to pay. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Welcome to Caribbean Sprinter, We're honored to be your water transportation choice in Belize. Caribbean Sprinter is the fastest, most reliable water transport in the country. Our ferries are equipped with everything you'll need for your island hopping adventures, local transport, and vacation needs. We're proud to have the most advanced ticketing and reservation system in the country. We offer multiple sailings daily between Belize City, Cape Cocker, and San Pedro. Our checked luggage tracking system allows you to rest at ease and enjoy the beautiful views during your journey. We take pride in maintaining and servicing our vessels to make sure we're always on time and ready for your next trip. Once again, thank you for choosing Caribbean Sprinter and welcome aboard. We look forward to your next voyage with us.
Pro FC returns to the island of San Pedro after 6 years to deliver the biggest card in Pro FC history as 2 titles are at stake. Lightweight champion Raheem Lamed defends his belt against the #1 contender Marvin Mundo in the much anticipated rematch, and undefeated Eldrin Simon faces UCC featherweight champion Alexander Rocha for the vacant Pro FC featherweight belt. The Belizean prodigy Jalen Paris makes his professional MMA debut, plus 13 exciting international MMA bouts. General admission tickets are only $50 and VIP tickets are $200. Tickets are available at Hell Life in San Pedro. On Saturday, November 15th, Pro FC Fighting Championship presents Pro FC 19, Lembe versus Mundo 2, live from the Angel Nunes Auditorium in La Isla Bonita, San Pedro, exclusively on TNC. Platinum sponsors, Quiz Distillery Limited and Prince Island, San Pedro. Diamond sponsor, Alaya Belize.
In the studios of Reef Radio and Reef TV, it's 14 minutes away from the 8 o'clock hour. We want to welcome you back once more. This is Good Morning San Pedro. Our guest this morning, Mr. Valentin Rosado, here with us talking about the program by the San Pedro Town Council. We spoke about, and we saw pictures, and you explained in detail what is happening in certain areas on the eastern side of the island. Are you involved on the Boca del Rio Park project?
Well, the idea of the program from the council is to work on town core. That's Boca del Rio to the library, right? So we have this overall concept, but then in there we also need to zoom at specific areas. So we work on the high school as one of the demonstration sites, and we want to kind of expand on that. At the same time that we're working on the beach program, we also have to be thinking ahead and preparing for next year's Sargasso. Right? I think that something that I mentioned right now is that, you know, where has this done? We looked at beaches in Miami, we look at beaches in Cancun. The one in Cancun is about a mile, and the biggest question that I had was, where do you get the sun and how do you deal with seawalls? Right. So here we have the temporary seawalls that we set up, but we know that we need to phase them out. When I looked at some of the historical pictures from the Holiday Hotel area, which has that nice beach, they had set up a growing, but they also have something similar like this way back in the 60s. So eventually that, you know, was removed, and then they have the beach that is there right now. So we're not kind of coming up with these things from scratch, but then we still have the big question about the seawall and where to get the sun. So when I look at this specific area in Cancun, they're managing about a mile of beach, which is the same area that we're targeting. And I began asking these questions. They're like, well, we don't dredge and we don't bring sand from elsewhere. Now in Miami, they bring truckloads of sand on a yearly basis. But even that now, they're shifting away from that, and they're stopped doing that because you're destroying an area to come and replenish your beach, right? And what they do in this specific area in Cancun, everything that they rake on a daily basis, then that's the same sand that they're able to filter out and place back on their beach, and that's all that they have to do, and their beach grows every year. right? And we are already showing that in this specific area by the high school and down by Boca del Rio, by the Mangrove Inlet, what we raked in this specific area, we're used to fill there, so we know that it works, right? And what we need to do is we need to do it more regular and more coordinated, right? Instead of just having these specific areas, we want to actually capture everything that is raked in this 1 mile, and then we filter it, and that's the sand that we use to nourish. If we're able to do that, and Cancun is demonstrating it, that that's enough to nourish this 1 mile of beach and keep it growing every year. If we're able to do that here, then we don't have to dredge, we don't have to wait for sand from elsewhere to be able to nourish our beach. Right, and the other question is, how do you keep your sand from completely washing away the first storm that comes? Is the natural vegetation, which we are already doing. The other question that I mentioned was what to do with seawalls. So what they're showing us in this specific area is that there's no question about it. They have to get rid of their seawalls.
So what's happening on Thursday? You mentioned
yes
at El Fogon, I think.
So on Tuesday, well, this has been happening for a while now. But on Tuesday we have a presentation basically. So the lead coordinator from the Miami City, from the beaches in Miami City, is going to be presenting about what they have done, how their program runs, how it operates, their lessons learned. And then we also have the lead coordinator from this beach in the Cancun area, from Moon Palace. He's going to be presenting about their work as well.
This will be presented to who? Stakeholders?
Yeah, so we're inviting stakeholders, specifically like if you live on the coastline, you own a beach, right? We want to be able to have to give people an opportunity to listen from these folks as to what was their process, how long it took, and why it works, right? Because that's the same idea. Like, we have the information already, so that's the reason that we're doing these things. But it's something that needs to be. We need to have more awareness with our local stakeholders. People see us put the plants, but then like, okay, well, this is not going to work. This is not sufficient to keep our beach, right? People see us nourishing beach when we have access to sand, but then the sand moves. It's like, okay, well, no trabajó porque se movió la arena y no quedó como lo pusieron, right? But there's the natural processes that we're restoring, and there has to have some kind of awareness as to what we're doing, because we do want to make sure that we're being effective at what we're doing, and the main goal is to make our beach look nice for everyone, right?
What time will this
so this will be at 3 o'clock at El Fogon.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes. So I think the invite's going to be going up sometime today.
Very good. That's for this coming Tuesday, right?
Yes, that's this Tuesday. So it's an opportunity to hear firsthand from these folks, and to also ask questions.
Very good. So there you have it. The invitation is out already. I would assume that that organizations will be invited as well.
Yes. I know the invite has been going around. I know it took a little bit of time to confirm, because we actually wanted to have it in person. We invited the persons to come here in person, and then afterwards we realized that it was very difficult to get so much like individuals to drop their work and come all the way to San Pedro to present. And then in the end it kind of worked out to have them present online, right? But it's still just part of our wider awareness program. This is just like a first instance. The other step would kind of be to take people from here directly to these beaches to visit it and see it firsthand, instead of hearing it from myself or seeing it online, right? And then we do want to figure out how to do much more awareness to kind of get people to understand, what is the direction that the world is taking with restoring your beaches, and making sure that we're ahead of the curve. We don't want to be behind and doing things that was done in the 30s and 40s in other countries. We want to do the things that they're doing now that have demonstrated that works right now. So that's the direction that we want to move here in San Pedro.
Very good. Is it still a challenge when it rains, the water that runs through the beaches?
Yes, because it does cover the beach. I know at least for this specific area, that those drains by the high school, we already have the plans to replace that. I think we have those plans for like 2 years now, and we just haven't hired the person to go and build the drains. But I'm kind of pushing to get that done right now, because the hurricane season passed, so we actually wanted to have the drains installed before the rains. Now we're waiting for later in November, because we don't want to go and build the drains right now, and then 2 weeks after that, then we get some storm passing through. So we're still kind of pushing it and delaying it as much as possible. But by the end of November, when we don't have those threats from hurricanes, then we want to replace those drains. And the idea is to have the drains that work, but then that it's not going to be visible and it's not going to scour the beach on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Right? And then the ones that we do in this high school area, we want to show that it works first before we go and replace the drains at Cholos, at Estelle's, and the other areas by Holiday Hotel, right? Because all of those need to, they need a complete overhaul.
Yeah, I totally agree. Very good and interesting morning, Valentina. I think you gave us a lot of information this morning, and you backed up the info with the pictures, with the visuals. You know, like I asked Dan earlier, when was the last time he walked down the beaches in front of us, in front of the island? I have not done so, and I need to take a look. I need to go down there and see firsthand, right?
Yeah, I think we have to enjoy the good days. Right now, the weather is good, the tide is low, and we don't got much debris coming in, garbage, seagrass, sargassum, and the beach looks pretty. And especially you mentioned there's a north coming in, so obviously the beach always looks good during nortes. Because then when we get bad days, then it really looks terrible. And that's the idea of our living beach, of our living shoreline programs, is that not only restoring the processes of the beach, but addressing things like seawalls, the docks, people squatting on the beach, you know, people placing garbage on the beach. There's a lot of stuff that makes our beach look terrible on a daily basis, right? And it's things
What's
that
the status of, Valentina? I'm trying to cut you short. The status of that particular area in front of the cemetery.
In front of the cemetery. Oh well, that's one of the area that we have in that section from the Mayan Princess to the church. We want to extend. So we have that area blocked off from Phoenix all the way to Central Park, right? But we don't want to begin working in all areas, so we were kind of specific. Like the one that we're immediately going to continue working on is the high school area, right? And then once we get that going, then we want to expand to some of the other areas. Right? And then remember, it's funding, right? The council hasn't had funding to do this work, right, in the past couple of years. So all we did was kind of manage to get the council to finance some of these restoration programs, but under their same municipal budget, right? And what we have done is we have got the attention of World Bank, and we have World Bank financing some of this restoration work for the next 16 months. Right, and then the idea is that as we show that this grows and it continues working, then we can go back and we can access more funding, probably from World Bank or someone else, to kind of continue expanding on this. Right. So the main thing is funding, because it costs to actually set up these things.
I hear you. And the reason I asked was because the last time I walked down that area, the almost no beach to the wall. That's
so what the guys were doing, they were placing the sargassum against the fence.
Yes, I saw that.
And that kind of keeps some of the area, but it's still a little bit difficult there, because for that sargassum to decompose, it needs to be outside of the water. Every time you get the waves coming in, it continues bothering, so it doesn't give time for it to decompose and become sand again, so it just continues washing away. So what we want to do there is we probably want to figure out if maybe, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but probably have to have like a more temporary barrier from the Phoenix coming, to give time for that area to kind of grow out and become the beach that they used to be back in the days.
Yeah, because from where the beach and where the seawall is for Phoenix, that's a gap.
Yeah, exactly. And then from there we have the seawall in front of Sunbreeze Suites, which is a big disruption in the middle of the cemetery to Central Park. We have that seawall smack in the middle that is just really in the way.
You're right. You're right.
So previous to visiting these other countries, I had no idea what to make of the seawall. How can we address the seawall? And these countries are showing the seawall needs to go. Even if it takes from the 30s to the 40s, even if it takes so much years to eventually people to realize the seawall needs to go.
That's the ultimate plan.
Yeah, because these countries are showing us that doesn't matter how much you left the seawall continues to be a problem, right? And that's one of the things that at least the gentleman from Cancun that's going to talk about on Tuesday was about their seawall. The insurance companies, the owners of the property, were telling them the seawall cannot go, the seawall has to stay because it's important. And in the years, they began to learn that the seawall needs to go, and eventually they removed the seawall, and it was the best thing that they ever did.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes, super interesting.
Very good.
And that's a hard thing to come and tell folks here on the island.
I'm telling you. 1 minute away from the 8 o'clock hour. Valentin, is there any other piece of info that we might have missed this morning that you would want to share with the community?
No, just that we're having this session on Tuesday, and it's an opportunity to hear firsthand from people in these specific areas that have really figured out how to get their beach growing on a yearly basis, what they have done, to listen from their experiences, ask the questions. And at the same time, it's part of our awareness program to begin, sharing the ideas that we have for restoring the different beach areas and to make our beach look beautiful again.
Very good. Well, thank you much for being with us in studios, and the conversation on another topic maybe when you come in could be another issue that we've been talking here on the island as well, right?
Yeah, so I'll continue coming probably every week or every 2 weeks. So what I'll probably do right now is try to gauge from the session Tuesday, from the conversation this week, and figure out what is it that people are interested in, or what are the big questions that they have, and maybe kind of focus on that for the next conversation.
Very good. Thank you much, Valentin, for being with us this morning. Dan, do we have any other announcements?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, with that said, thank you much. We take this opportunity to invite you for Monday's edition of Good Morning San Pedro. Until then, you do take care.
When it comes to your finances, peace of mind is invaluable. We need to be confident that our finances are safe and secure. Atlantic Bank's EMV cards, also known as chip and contactless cards, are designed to provide you the peace of mind you need. These cards have an embedded chip that generates a unique security code each time you perform a transaction, making it virtually impossible to counterfeit or copy your card. How to use your card. Using the chip and contactless card is easy, convenient, and secure. Instead of swiping your card, the chip and contactless card can be used in 2 ways. For chip transactions, insert your card into the POS terminal face up, chip first. Follow the prompts displayed on the POS terminal screen, remove your card from the POS terminal, and sign the receipt. Contactless transactions. Look for the contactless symbol at checkout. Tap your card on the POS terminal. Wait for the beep to confirm your payment and go. It's that convenient while still providing you with the safety and security you need. Atlantic Bank chip and contactless cards. 1 card, 2 ways to pay. Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Someplace South Coffee Bar serves you delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with your favorite drinks, cocktails, and 2-for-1 on mimosas all day long. Friday nights are steak nights at Someplace South, offering surf and turf, filet mignon, and USDA ribeye. Accompany your meals with our California wines made by Belizean winemaker Joseph Smith. For reservations, call us at 628-5373 or email us at someplacesouthcafebar@yahoo.com. We are located on the South Road, half a mile past Victoria House. Our entertainment for Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays include Coconut Trio, Dennis Wolf, and Valentino. When in San Pedro, someplace out is a must.
It's an massive season with massive deals and rewards at Penny's. From